This is Mongolia. This is Indonesia. These two countries are far apart, and could not be more different from each other. However, in the late 13th century, the Mongolians decided to invade Java, an island in modern-day Indonesia. Given that there are no historical beefs between these two countries, why on earth would the Mongols sailed all the way across the South China Sea into the tropical jungle just to beat up some random Indonesian dudes? Well, it kinda began with the nature of the Chinese civilization. The Chinese civilization named itself as the Middle Kingdom, because the ancient Chinese people reckoned that they were the only ones who were civilized, and everyone else surrounding the Chinese civilization were barbarians. Partly due to this Sinocentric view of the world, the Chinese dynasties do not do equal bilateral relationship with other countries. Instead, the Chinese dynasties do tributary relationship, which means China is the tip-top boss, and everyone else is lower and should submit to China. The Chinese dynasties receive tributes from a lot of countries, because it has the muscles to enforce it. Meanwhile, in the Malay archipelago, also known as Nusantara, the Austronesians became experts in sailing, because how else would you travel across to different islands separated by water? The Austronesians also became experts in trading, because the Malay archipelago is strategically located between India and China, a natural place to be the middleman between these two ancient economic superpowers. If that is not lucrative enough, the Austronesians in the Malay archipelago also controlled the spice trade. Spices were like the crude oil of the pre-industrial world. They were super valuable, as it can make your food taste much better. As such, lots of rich kingdoms came and went in the Malay archipelago, notably including Srivijaya, who was one of the most powerful Hindu Buddhism kingdoms during its heyday. Anyway, fast forward to the 13th century, the Mongols successfully invaded China, and rebranded itself as the Yuan dynasty, because everyone needs the mandate of heaven. The Mongols continued the tradition of extracting tributes, like what a typical Chinese dynasty would do. Since the Malay archipelago traditionally lies within the zone of Chinese tributary hegemony, the Mongols sent envoys to the island of Java to extract tributes. At this time, the island of Java was dominated by Singhar Suri. The king of Singhar Suri was not happy having to submit to the Mongols and pay tribute, so he decided to cut the ears and branded the face of the Mongolian envoys, sending a huge insult to the Mongol ruler. Unsurprisingly, the Mongol ruler was greatly offended, so he decided to punish Singhar Suri. The Mongols took its sweet time to prepare for an invasion of Java, because invading someone in their home turf with a totally foreign environment is never an easy job. Case study: Vietnam and Japan. Whilst waiting to be invaded by the Mongols, the kingdom of Singhar Suri got invaded by the neighboring Kendiri kingdom instead. Raden Wijaya, the son-in-law of the last king of Singhar Suri, was pardoned by the Kendiri ruler, and was given permission to establish a new settlement on the other side of Java Island. He called his settlement Majapahit, named after a bitter fruit. When the Mongols finally arrived at Java Island to punish Singhar Suri, the Mongols found out that Singhar Suri was no longer around. Instead, it was Kendiri who was running the show in Java. Raden Wijaya, being an opportunistic and ambitious dude, convinced the Mongols to help him overthrow Kendiri. In return, Raden Wijaya and his kingdom Majapahit will pay tributes to the Mongols. Since the Mongols had traveled all the way from China to the middle of nowhere, they might as well do some beating up, rather than returning home empty-handed and achieving nothing. So the Mongols and its local allies destroyed Kendiri, looted the crap out of Kendiri, and took members of the Kendiri royal family as hostages. With Kendiri destroyed, Raden Wijaya now needs to pay the Mongols tribute, as promised. Raden Wijaya was then sent back to Majapahit to prepare the tribute, escorted by a bunch of Mongol soldiers, who were apparently unarmed because they completely trust whatever Raden Wijaya said. Well, tough luck, Raden Wijaya and his soldiers ambushed and killed off his Mongol convoys. Raden Wijaya then proceeded to attack the Mongols, who were still celebrating their victory against Kendiri. The Mongols were caught off guard and had to retreat to the coast. Ratan Wijaya used guerrilla tactics against the Mongols, pestering the crap out of them, until they gave up and flee back to China. The Mongol army never returned to the Malay archipelago again, and both countries did not really came in contact with each other since then. So, is the Mongolian invasion of Java a pointless mistake? For the Mongols, yes. But for the Malay archipelago region, it was a game changer. In the aftermath of the Mongol failed invasion of Java, Majapahit became the dominant power of Java, eventually extending its power across most of the Malay archipelago, laying the foundations and national identity of modern-day Indonesia, particularly via Javanization. Even after Majapahit fell to subsequent Muslim states and the Indonesian islands became a part of the Dutch Empire, Indonesians still remembered fondly of the once great empire, and it became a basis for the Indonesian nationalism, a concept of unity in diversity. The Mongols also likely introduced gunpowder technology to the Malay archipelago region. Majapahit and the subsequent kingdoms in the Malay archipelago soon learned how to manufacture their very own cannons, becoming quite modern states for their era. So next time when you visit Indonesia, please do not think that Indonesia is backward and dumb, and nothing more than a tropical holiday destination. Indonesians today can surely be proud of their heritage, a heritage partly shaped by the failed Mongol invasion. Thanks for watching.